Well, hello and welcome to another planning video. In these videos, I walk you through how I plan the month ahead and kind of like my thought process behind everything. That includes my business, personal, and some of the goals that I have for both. Now, when I think about coming into the month of May, I had to definitely just reflect on how April went. And it was a doozy, you guys. I was actually calculating my time. I track everything, all of my time in Toggl for work. And I also do track some personal things in Toggl as well. But through that app, I'm able to kind of extrapolate data and do some analysis, which is actually super helpful. Because what happened for me is when I planned the month of April, there were certainly variables that I did not consider that kind of threw my month a little bit for a loop. So as we all very much know, tax season ends in April, mid-month. And so I was kind of anticipating having kind of like a leaner end of the month in April because I just felt like the heavier part of the work would be in the first part of the month and that things would kind of level off after that. But I was definitely wrong. So what I extrapolated from the data that I pulled from Toggl is that for the bulk of my client work, I spent 60% of my time on 2 clients only. 60% of my time. And then 50% of that time was spent on audit work. Now, I had one client where I was wrapping up an audit for them, and then another client where we're ramping up an audit. So it's kind of like I'm getting it from both sides, and it was a lot of work, you guys. So much work. But thankfully, I am at the tail end of it. The audit that is wrapping up, so hopefully should be done by the time you are watching this. And the other audit that we were ramping up on is going to be in audit work, probably audit season for the months of May and June. Which of course wasn't something that I was planning on when I was planning out my month of April. So I definitely had to work very late nights and I had to work mostly on the weekends too. So it was just a lot of work. You know, when you think about an audit, think about like just each audit requires multiple reports and requests coming from the auditors. So, you know, one report could take 30 minutes, it could take 4 hours, it could take a month. I mean, there's just so many variables that I didn't know, and so in that aspect it was really hard to plan. Now what you were seeing earlier is me planning out a time for me to go to the Arboretum. There's an Arboretum just down the street from my place and I haven't gone there, and I would like to just take myself out on kind of like an artist date. We've talked about this before, and so I was nailing myself down to do it on this Friday, which is tomorrow for me, and then I would have already gone to the Arboretum by the time you watch this video. While I was recording this, I realized that I needed to adjust the camera, so sorry about the shaking of the camera, but I just was like, oh, this is not capturing everything that I wanted it to capture. So first things first, when I start planning out a new month, I go over my movement goals, and I feel like I've been doing pretty well with getting in movement at least twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week. So that's kind of like my goal, getting in movement 3 times a week. So strength, using weights, yoga, and swimming. Those are the 3 exercises that I like to do every week. And then I also added in walking 5 times a week. So those are kind of like my movement goals. I also wrote down, so this is on the left side of my calendar. After the movement, which is highlighted in yellow, I also wrote down content goals. So I do have obviously this video to get out, and then I have a few other videos that I have on my mind to make. So I wrote those down on the sidebar as well. So I think I'm doing pretty good with getting those done, and it's still the first week of May, so that's awesome. Now, after that, I kind of have a few other goals, like creative goals, and then kind of like upkeep on my home. I was able to do some spring cleaning last month, so that was really cool. And I also did more spring cleaning in March. I just have a few other items on my spring cleaning list that I wanted to get done in the month of May, so I have that on my side left bar as a goal as well. And then I also have what I labeled as upcoming. So upcoming, I just wanted to put it on my radar because I do want to get a new chair and a new desk mat. So that is upcoming for me. I also started filling in some areas that I already knew were happening. So obviously the artist day on Friday, and then I also have 2 other weddings to attend this month. And don't forget, everyone, it is Mother's Day. So Mother's Day is also coming up. So trying to plan something special there, and then just making sure that I know exactly what's going on. Sometimes it feels like I don't know what's going on, but the first wedding we have is this Saturday. So I was sort of planning out my outfit, as I think you saw me doing some Google searches on like flowers and things like that. So I'm excited about that coming up. And then I also wanted to make sure to plug in the times where I will be working on the QuickBooks Online certification. So we have to recertify every year. So that is coming up the 3rd week of May. There's a online kind of like boot camp type of thing. So I just wanted to reserve time out for that. And then also to reserve time out for actually taking the test, which I think is, to get recertified, it's a lot easier than to get certified the first time. So I just like to plan a chunk of time because it does take between 1 to 2 hours to complete the recertification test. So what I've been doing for my movement is taking like a live stream yoga class on Wednesday mornings, but I actually signed up for a dance class at the local community college in Pasadena. So I'm really excited about that. That's going to start the 3rd week of May. So I'll stop the yoga classes so I can do the dance classes. I just don't feel like I can physically do both in the same week. So I just want to kind of give myself a little bit of grace there, but I'm definitely looking forward to that. That was just something that popped up and I was like, yeah, I want to give that a try. I also have a board meeting for a nonprofit that I serve on, and that is pretty much going to round up my whole month of May. So I'm definitely got a packed May coming up ahead. Thank you so much for watching this video, and make sure you are subscribed to my YouTube channel. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Leave any questions down in the comments below, and I will see you all in my next video.